What's going on, you guys? Welcome on back to the channel. And another month means another month to talk about the new Two Blue Vortex chapter. This Two Blue Vortex chapter, dog, I think it's the best one. I think it's the best one we've gotten. And let me tell you why. Like every other chapter, Two Blue Vortex, yes, obviously it's peak. Like it's like one of my favorite things ever put out. But chapter 9 from page 1, I was locked in. Like first things first, bro, InoShikaCho really showed out this chapter. Like I wasn't expecting that. They really showed out this chapter, and they were really able to like protect Himawari from Jura. I wasn't really expecting that. I honestly going into this because I knew they were going up against Jura. Honestly, going into this, I thought they were just gonna get washed and Himawari was gonna get kidnapped. Full stop. Full stop. I thought they were getting washed and Himawari was getting kidnapped. But the fact that they were able to really hold their own and protect Himawari and like get her to safety, that was really impressive to me. Like that showed me like, okay, InoShikaCho isn't actually like weak and like they can actually like do things in the story. So that was a really cool part of the chapter that I really dug. But dude, I think like the best part, my favorite part of the chapter is everything going on with Boruto and his karma marking. Dog, that is so good because it's showing that Boruto, he's gotten strong in every other aspect. He's learned new jutsu, he's gotten physically stronger, but the main thing where he's still weakened is his mental. He's still weak in the mental aspect, and he still has fear of karma. So what I think is going to happen now is that I think next chapter we very well could get a flashback of Boruto trying to train his karma, but like Momoshiki begins to like manifest, and like because Boruto is so much stronger now, like if Momoshiki manifests, it's done. Like the village is getting like destroyed. So I think that's like one of his like mental hangups right now is that like if Momoshiki manifests, like it's pretty much the end of the Leaf Village because Momoshiki is just going to destroy it. So I think that's Boruto's like main concern, and like it was so good when like Kawaki's karma was resonating with Boruto's because like in the anime, like that was always used as like a way for them to like power each other up, and like in the manga and the anime it was a way for them to power each other up. But it's more like now it's more used. It could be used as like a way for Kawaki to weaponize that against him, and like because you can see the gears turning in Kawaki's head. Because even though Kawaki's been getting worked, I think Kawaki has found out a way to get everybody back like in his line of thinking and get everybody back in line with omnipotence. If he can get Momoshiki to manifest, it doesn't even have to be like Momoshiki's on his side, because I don't think Momoshiki would be on his side anymore. I think he would just want to feed Kawaki to the Ten Tails. But all he needs to do is get Momoshiki to manifest, and everything that Boruto has worked for, like all the goodwill he's built up with Shikamaru, all the goodwill he's starting to build up, all of that's gone. All that's gone after that, and then he's just looked at as the enemy again, aside from Sarada. So like all that work he did with Mitsuki, like during their fight, that's all going to be like chalked up, except for Sarada, because Sarada's like one of the only ones that has like really broken through omnipotence, her and Sumire. So like that's really cool. That's a really cool aspect, and it creates kind of like this, like Ikimoto was able now to create like this tension. Kishimoto and Ikimoto, they were really able to create this like underlying tension now, where if Boruto activates his karma and doesn't get like control over it, Momoshiki has the potential to take over. I love that like they did that, and I love how it's an inverse of Kurama. So like how Kurama and Naruto like became allies, Boruto and Momoshiki are never going to become allies. And I love that. I love that dynamic. I love the fact that Momoshiki is always going to be Boruto's enemy. I love that they're not doing that because we already have a Kurama replacement because of the end of the chapter. Talk about a segue, dog. Talk about a segue. Because now at the end of the chapter, we see Kurama is back, like with Himawari. Even though it might not be Kurama exactly, I don't think it's like the same Kurama. It's still like it's still part of Kurama, if that makes any sense. Like it's still the Nine Tails chakra, but like it's in Himawari. Dude, like if you think about it, this was set up in the anime too. Because of that filler arc that nobody really watched. But like when Himawari got the Nine Tails doll, like Naruto like got her the Nine Tails. So like this is kind of like was all set up for so long. But like, dude, the fact that Himawari and Boruto both have some sort of demon inside them, only Boruto's is going to be evil, while the inverse of Himawari's is that it's Kurama, and that's good. Like, that's going to be so cool. Seeing them potentially like fight alongside each other, like to save their parents, like later on in the story, like that could be so cool. Himawari goes to fight off like the Ten Tails, and like because as we know in later on in the story, like Boruto and Kawaki have to fight at some point with the village destroyed. So that fight has to happen. I don't think that fight's happening anytime soon. I think that fight's happening near the end of the story. So like I'd say give that like a year, maybe a year and a half or 2 years at most, and I think we get that fight. Because I don't think Two Blue. It's as sad as I think it is. I don't think Two Blue Vortex is going to be as long as Boruto Part One. So the reason why we're seeing all these things now is because we're laying the groundwork for the end. But man, this was such a good chapter. I can't get over how good this chapter was. I don't think it can be understated how good it was. Like, this is one of those chapters where, like, you go back and you reread everything. Like, go back from chapter 1 of Two Blue Vortex back to this chapter, see how everything coalesces. Dog, it was so good. Like, I cannot wait for May when the next chapter drops. But until then, you guys, thank you for joining me for this review. This is probably the best chapter of Two Blue Vortex to come out, just because so much amazing stuff was front loaded into this chapter. Like the Boruto stuff, the Himawari stuff, the Jura stuff, like everything was so cool. Like the setup for Kawaki to like bring out Momoshiki potentially to get everybody back in line with omnipotence. Fire chapter, bro. Fire chapter. Can't say it enough. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.